Hi and welcome to Knoema. My name is Brett Boyd, this is Ellen Goodwin, and we wanted to talk a little bit more about Knoema Enterprise and some of the different things that you can do with our tools. And the focus of this conversation is that I really wanted to make the point and help talk a little bit about what this means, but make the point basically that we're not trying to be another tool that you got to log into and remember what to do and export data out of this and put it in that and so on. One of our goals here is actually to become part of the fabric of a customer organization. And that means, have it actually feel like it's part of internal systems. And I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about kind of what that means as far as personalization of brand.
Sure. It's a rare tool in my experience as an analyst that looks and feels like my own enterprise. So normally you go in, you log into a system and it looks like that system, that company. What we try and do, partly to decrease the resistance to change and the familiarity aspects for inside a company, is we brand it completely consistently with your corporate style guide. Your colors, your logos, your banners, your footers, they are all in place so that it's a seamless experience from your users to go from their normal internal system into what is a Knoema built data universe. So once you're inside that data universe, you have a single sign-on, you're into a secure environment where you can work with the data, you can conduct analysis, you can share that information with your colleagues, and you never have to re-exit that system to another.
I appreciate that. And one of the things that we talk a lot about is how there are multiple functions involved in Knoema Enterprise, right? So there is the data acquisition and data discovery function. And in tools, people are using Google and different tools like that for this. There's the normalization piece of how do I bring, if I get all of this data from the IMF and the World Bank in my system and my subscription partner, how do I relate that all to each other? Then there is the analytic toolkit, and then there is the visualization toolkit, followed by kind of the purpose-built, custom web delivery application of this. And so in part, it's not simply just we'll make this look like your environment. It's actually like the whole spectrum of data operations or the work that you would want to do in translating data into strategic decision-making information.
Yes, we purposefully try to encapsulate that entire data system. So we want you to be able to find it all. We work with the client to bring in new data all the time. So we start with a data catalog. We grow that as we find user demand. There's multiple touch points for anyone inside to say, hey, I'm looking for certain data. Contact their help desk, contact us, and they can send requests for more data to be added. And we do that regularly. We also set up the entire system with an educated discussion with the client to say, what information topics do you need to feature? We feature them in the catalog. We feature them in the dashboard templates that we help you build so that right from day one when it's installed, your power users for data and your power users for analytic capacity in your company go there and they find exactly what they're used to looking for. They know the right topics, the right industries, the right clients, and they can find that information at the very first page.
I appreciate that. And let's talk about roles and kind of permissioning and so on. Because in a lot of our applications, you'll have executives in there. You'll have some of the, it depends on these are business intelligence, market intelligence, or just general analysts in there, but sometimes they'll be focused on their own lane or their own specific area of focus. You'll also have different levels of decision makers, and you'll of course have your information technology professionals and so on. One of the things that I find very interesting and useful is the personalization and the segmentation component, even within an enterprise. How, if I log in as an analyst, I can have my work and I know where it is. And if I'm specifically focused on oil and gas or whatever, I don't have to deal with all this stuff on labor. But could you talk a little bit about that, please?
Sure. So we enable our clients in a number of ways to personalize the space once they're inside it. So you can bookmark certain dashboards or data sets so they're easily available to you, either to reference them directly or to build upon. So you want to build a new visualization from one of your most referenced data sets. That favorite data set that you've bookmarked is going to be readily available next time you try and build a visualization. We also allow our clients to set notifications, so we can alert them when data changes. So in your oil price example, if that oil price changes in a certain way, you can ask the system to notify you so that you will remember to go back and take a look and update your analysis potentially. We can also send you alerts every time your favorite data sets are updated. So if you want to be able to refresh that same analytics anytime the EIA, for example, is going to update the data, you can go back when the system notifies you that there's been an update. We're trying to make it so that it's more responsive to you so that you're spending more time over here on analytics and less time in here searching and finding new data because it's already working for you.
Yeah. And to also address the important elephant in the room, I guess, is that this system is built with enterprise level security here. So this is a cloud-based application in most cases. We do have some on-premise applications, but in general, this is a cloud application. It currently sits on AWS and has a lot of the modern security implications. And that's obviously something that's important to clients, especially as you look at, what does it mean to have my data here, and how does this all work? And again, we've been doing this for 7 years and have a lot of experience in both the government and the corporate side. And I think that's another thing that helps in addition to this personalization by role and group, but just from an enterprise perspective, help give clients confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. The security of the system is foremost to our concerns. And then on the enterprise level, once you're inside, you can authorize certain users to even access the system, much less to access specific dashboards and specific data sets. So you can share information with only select users or user groups as needed and contain that information behind essentially firewalls. The other implication of this is, as you were saying, we do in some cases install what's called an appliance into a server of a client, and this is generally in those rare exceptions where it's highly classified information or business confidential information that they want to protect in their system at a higher level to meet their own requirements. And we do work with our clients as needed to develop those systems and make sure that they're maintained to the same level as we have for our general enterprise solutions.
Well, I appreciate that, and look, we obviously have a lot of experience on this, and on the public sector side, we've worked with, I believe, 61 countries as far as data dissemination architecture and analytic tools, which I guess it depends on how you count, but almost a third of the world. We've also worked with dozens of companies, ranging the gambit of consulting to aerospace to agriculture, et cetera, and I think some of our work with these international bodies is also very interesting around pushing this forward on data standards, and we've really been part of that as it's grown. So anyways, look, we appreciate your time, and we do encourage you to please reach out to us if we can help you understand how Knoema Enterprise can fit with your organization and help augment your data team's work. Thank you.